Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our GYST Podcast, where we help you get your together.
Oh, you push it? I don't want to touch your mouth, please. Not because I don't want to touch your lips, because I kind of want to put my penis all over your lips.
Wait, just a second. No, wait. There we go. Okay.
How many claps are you going to have?
Well, I wanted a clean one. All right, ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen, 10 seconds of silence.
Starting.
Timer's good too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Timer, already, you didn't hear it?
Oh, no. Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of your favorite podcast, the GYST Podcast, also known as Get Your Shit Together.
Together.
I love you guys.
I'm sick of your shit.
I know. So,
I'm
with you,
tomato.
I'm Rohit Rohila.
Amit Bardwaj on the mic.
Oh, I thought we were going clockwise. Fool, you can't look at me. It's Kyle Reed.
All right, and
together we are the GYST Podcast. Yeah. Get your shit together. You guys will probably notice we're missing a key element that has been a part of our podcast for quite some time. That is our good friend Sam Nangti. Sam has left us for greener pastures, literally, because there's nicer golf courses in San Diego. And more donuts. He's still going to be an integral part of the group. He just no longer will be in the studio, unfortunately, because he will be a couple thousand miles away. But I'll be going to visit down there. Go golfing with his ass, that's for sure. Eat some donuts.
Yeah.
So, just three of us today. Myself, Kyle Reed, Amit, and Rohit. And we're about to talk about some shit. I'm going to introduce you, Amit. I'm going to introduce you to introduce this podcast today.
All right.
How's that sound?
It's gonna be interesting. I've never introduced a podcast before, so it's definitely outside of my comfort zone. I'm usually the quiet one sitting on the side.
I
Well,
thought he was about to say coagulant.
I would tell you, 76 episodes before, I had never recorded a podcast.
Boom. So this podcast, for me, we were kind of talking about ideas and what we wanted to talk about, and something happened this past week for me. Actually, for a lot of people across the United States, it was the eclipse. This phenomenon hasn't happened in the States since, I guess, 79, if I remember correctly from hearing it all over the news. So this was obviously before I was born, and I haven't seen a total solar eclipse at all. So for me, this was a huge event. This is something that I really wanted to go see. I love astronomy. I love, stars, space, science. That's the type of person that I am. And for me to be able to go somewhere and be able to see this eclipse of the moon coming in between the earth and the sun in totality. So we actually drove down to Salem, which is about a normal 3.5 hour drive from Seattle area. And we saw the totality of the eclipse. Now, the overall aspect of it wasn't just the eclipse. It was the whole weekend. We ended up going camping on Saturday. We ended up hanging out with a friend that I haven't seen in such a long time on Sunday. Spent the whole day with her, Game of Thrones, and then had this...
fucking Game of Thrones.
That episode, too. But the whole thing was an event. It wasn't just we're going for the eclipse. So there's a lot of value that got added to me because of that. Did you guys see the eclipse up here? And
I was working. I was slinging IT solutions. And I did get to experience it. It was pretty amazing. It's funny. I wouldn't say I'm into astrology or astronomy.
there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say,
One's stars, one's tarot cards.
yeah. But I would say that I'm fascinated by it. So when I heard about this, because they've been talking about it for a long time, one of our coworkers is really into it. I was kind of like, oh yeah, it's cool, I'll check it out, whatever. I didn't think I needed glasses. It was like, yeah, whatever. You couldn't see shit without those glasses. It just looked like the sun. Of course I looked at it. My eyeballs are still burning. I'm just kidding. But I didn't take it seriously as I wish I would have, right? So luckily a coworker had some glasses to share. We were kind of like moving around between people and checking it out. And it was pretty damn fascinating to see that. I mean, you hear the term when the stars align, like literally the stars align, right? A star and planets and moon. A star aligned. But I thought it was huge. So I got to check it out. I didn't make it an event the way that you did. I kind of wish I would have, but shit, it was pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. Did you get to see it?
A little bit. I mean, so to me, so I was watching a documentary about the eclipse and just leading up to it, and it turns out there's an eclipse somewhere in the world every 18 months, like the exact same thing, and that kind of took the magic away from this one, but it added a whole new different type of magic, because Amit and I were talking about this earlier, because now it makes us like want to travel to those different spots. Like if I want to see a total solar eclipse,
you have to go to the middle of the Indian Ocean,
right? Visit my family. So that was kind of my take on it. But I think what's interesting to me is when we talked about the eclipse as an episode, and for those of you who are listening to this on the podcast app or whatever, we recorded a video of us kind of brainstorming about what some things are that we're going to talk about. So you can see that brainstorming video on our YouTube page. But I thought about, like, how does this relate to GYST? How does this help to get your together, take your life to the next level? And I think where it comes in is it's about enjoying life. It's about new experiences. That's the biggest thing, and I love that word, experience. One of the questions I always really like to
circled up there.
Oh, I didn't even see that. One of the topics that I put down for a future episode is what's more important to you, the memory or the experience?
Oh man!
And so
this can go.
That's deep.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that right now.
No, I know that's why it's a future episode.
Yeah.
But I think like people listen to our podcast to learn how to take their life to the next level, right? It's things like this. So if you hear about stuff like this and it really hasn't played too much of a significant factor in your life, make it. Do stuff that you're not comfortable with, because that's how you grow as an individual. Like Amit already making plans for Amit's already making plans about what he's going to do for the next one. Like
I've
with
talked
the
to
glasses.
friends. I'm saying 2024. It's coming between Texas and Maine.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So I'm like, shoot, where's a good spot that we can go to? And
so it's like the Olympics.
in this case, it was 7 years for the next one for us local. But I mean, even if I wanted to go to Spain, if it was going somebody there in 2 years, just to make a plan to go there during that time to see the solar eclipse that normal people don't get to take advantage of. But then also a 1-2 punch, go out on a vacation.
Yeah,
It's just the same thing. It's amazing how I don't know. I feel like a lot of people didn't take advantage of the situation. Mm-hmm. It felt like like you were saying, it was just
yeah.
But to me, like the deep root came from the passion of astronomy, of knowing these objects are in the sky, that they're there. They're so huge. And they're, like you're saying, the stars align. It's literally the term of the star, the moon, fitting perfectly in that shadow being there. I mean, the experience in itself, it was crazy. I'll kind of just rant for a little quick second.
Go for it.
It gets dark in the totality area.
And cold.
Freezing. I was not expecting that. I'm like, it's 10:30 in the morning, and it was hot. It was bright, sunny. It was hot. But it was as if someone was turning the dimmers down. And on the sun, like just turning the dimmers down. And it got to a point where I'm like, this is amazing photography lighting. It was just casting these shadows. It was
for
just
about 2 minutes.
I mean, it was good. Yeah, like 10 minutes or so. And then it was just like, worse. And it was basically nighttime. The cool thing for me was to be able to look out into the mountain area, like miles and miles down, and see it be light. But it is dark right where we are, and we could kind of see look like some stars. You couldn't really tell. But all that combination together, along with this field of people, with blankets, with sweatshirts, just all of us coming from random places around the country to meet for this event. You know, and this is something that, like I said, hasn't happened in the States since 79. It was breathtaking to see the total solar eclipse go from complete sun to complete darkness to complete sun. And with that, seeing everybody else's feelings and emotion towards what some would call just darkness. It just got dark. You know, some people, oh, it's dark outside. That's could be the thought process of one person, while other people are saying this is an amazing experience to happen to me. To me, it was just, I remember seeing the solar eclipse when I probably shouldn't have, just for a quick second, popped my glasses down, popped up, and that image literally is burned in my mind. Not in a bad way.
Go see an optometrist.
not in a bad way, but just seeing, you know, the hero's ring, like you see like the Heroes, the TV show, you see the ring at the beginning. That's what it looked like.
So do you have superpowers now?
I wish I had like
Bullshit.
time travel or some shit.
That'd be dope. Siler? What is his name?
No, wasn't his name Hero?
Siler. Oh, you're talking about the guy that drove the Nissan Versa.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I wrote something down because a couple things. So one, you had mentioned that you made an experience of it. You wanted to go down there, but you also decided, hey, you know what? We're going to check out Salem. We're going to check out a few things on the way down. You talked about Texas. And the first thing that came to mind was one of my favorite vacations that Emily and I have taken. There's a couple up there. Peru's definitely one of them, but that was more planned and calculated. I wanted to visit my brother. I wanted to go to South America. The odds of me going to South America greatly increased if I went when my brother was there because he was my crutch for the language barrier. And then we're going to go to Peru, and I wanted to go to Machu Picchu. Bucket list item. Boom, boom, boom. Checked them off. It was awesome. But something that brought me to San Diego before I had ever been was a John Legend concert.
I like the story.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, John Legend, this was several years ago. Well, not several. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. It was the last album. Love in the Future? What was his last album? I can't remember now.
Doesn't matter.
It was something else. I can't remember. Anyway, so we're getting ready to buy tickets. They were already sold out at Chateau Saint Michel Winery. Beautiful, beautiful venue. If you haven't been there, we find somebody online. We got the deal in place to go buy the tickets. We're leaving the house to go buy the tickets. We get down the block, probably 100 yards, maybe 200 yards at the very most, and we get a phone call. Sorry, sold the tickets for more money to someone closer. Fuck you, Mr. and Mrs. Craigslist ticket seller. So we turn around, we go back home. Emily's disappointed. I'm a little irritated. She's like heartbroken, right? Because she like really had her heart set on it. And we were gonna spend a lot of money to get these damn tickets. They were like $200 something a piece. We were like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go. Something I always say is you can't put a price tag on an experience. And this is, you know, what you did with this eclipse is make it an experience. So I go back in the house and I'm like, man, let me look at the rest of his tour dates. Let me see what he's got going on. He had like San Diego, LA, Red Rock Coliseum in Denver. I think there was one in Las Vegas. I can't remember exactly all the places, but there was like 4 or 5 places that were kind of on the West Coast, desert mountain region. And I looked at ticket prices to the concert, which ones were sold out, what the price was. I was like, okay, cool, that's good, that's good. Most of them weren't sold out, and there was tickets available because they were much larger venues. And then I looked at flights, and that was when I discovered how fucking cheap it was to fly to San Diego. So we got tickets to the concert, $60 each. And we took a gamble because we bought tickets dead center, 10 seats apart.
Oh.
Yeah. 1 and 11. I remember this because there was plenty of groups of tickets that were further back or off to the right or off to the left. These were like, there's like 3 sections, section 1, section 2, section 3, and left and right, all that other stuff. This was dead center, so probably like 15, 20 rows back, but elevated. And dead center of that row was seat 11. So we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. We're on vacation. I'll tell the story. I don't care. I can talk to anybody. I'll just be like, look, check this out. This is what happened. Me and my girlfriend, we bought these 2 tickets. They were the last 2 tickets left. Is there any chance I could get everybody to slide down 1 seat? I'll buy the whole row of drinks, whatever. Didn't even have to do that. We get there. Everything works perfect. We had a phenomenal time in San Diego, and we made a vacation of it. So we bought plane tickets and tickets to the concert for literally probably within $20 of the price of the tickets to go to Chateau Saint Michel.
Jeez.
Yeah, because round trip on the flight was like, I think it was less than $200. It was so cheap per person, so $400 each. But anyway, yeah. So that was a little bit long, drawn out version of it, but same concept, right? John Legend brought us to San Diego. I was a pretty big fan of John Legend, but I never would have thought I would have flown to San Diego to see John Legend in concert. But it was a fucking phenomenal time. It was one of my most memorable vacations, and it was beautiful. I loved it. That's really all I got, I guess. But yeah, to coincide with your experience, right?
It was like the eclipse, where it was going through a travel path, just like John Legend going through his tour. And,
yeah.
You happen to be like, oh, I'm gonna
I
go
chased
here.
it.
Yeah, you chased it.
I chased it.
That brings up something good, an interesting point. There are certain events that we all have, right? But I think it takes, how do we take this event and make it an experience? So, for example, like Aaron Idy and I visit the symphony quite often, the Seattle Symphony. And the event is just a symphony. How do we add more to it? How do we make this that much better? And then it was like, well, let's have dinner in Seattle. Okay, now we get there and we have a nice dinner and then we go see it. Time for the next symphony. Great. We already know we're going to have dinner. We know we're going to watch a show. How do we make it even that much better? And we went super early and spent the entire day in like downtown Seattle, walking around the pier and all that kind of stuff. And then we had dinner. And so I think with every event, it keeps getting better and better. It's new, it's fresh, because we always ask ourselves, how can we improve upon the last event? And same thing with you guys. You guys could have gone and saw the show, but you made it an experience because you said, because of circumstances, but at the same time, how do we take this and make it that much better? That was a learning experience for you. So now next time you want to go to a concert, you're probably going to be like, all right, where are they all playing?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be your default now, instead of, oh, okay, you know, are they in Seattle, or are they in Bellevue, or wherever? You know, now it's going to be like, oh, where do we get to go this time? Same thing with you when it comes to the eclipse. How can we take this event and add more to it to make an experience? I think that's where the magic comes in.
Instead of saying, can we do that? Say, why can't we do that?
Kyle Reed.
Right? I mean, you think about those things. Oh, can I really drive down to Salem? Because all you heard was the negative press about the traffic, and gas stations run out of gas, and you better have water and extra snacks on you. And Amit said, fuck that shit. I want to be in the path of totality. I'm going down there.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
It was definitely outside of our comfort zone. I mean, for me to not have a plan, it was literally, the plan was to not have a plan.
Dude, you were stressing when I talked to you beforehand.
Yeah, literally, because we had no plan. I was like, we don't have any place to stay. We don't have anything, like, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, where'd you stay?
Like, Stephanie last minute found a camping site, so we just stayed there. And then I asked my friend who lived in Portland, hey, can we kick it with you? I haven't seen you in a while. Like, you know, let's hang out. It just kind of happened to fit into place perfectly. We were originally thinking about going to Bend, Oregon, which is another 3 hours away.
Yeah.
And one of our coworkers that went said it took him 11 hours to go from Bend to home.
Because everybody wanted to go to Bend, and there's another town.
Madras.
Yes.
Yeah, Madras, or however you pronounce it.
And they were doing like
Madras?
some big festival. They were doing like some big crazy stuff out there.
From what I heard, it was nicer out there because you're farther away from the city.
Yeah.
So the
Less light
stars,
pollution.
you know, you get to see that. But at the same time, when we're looking at the sun, I was like, I'm just cool staying in Salem. But next trip, who knows? I might go to one of those destinations where it's extremely hard to find.
Desolate.
You know? Yeah, exactly. And it's something that I want to experience with Stephanie, but even if she doesn't want to, this is something that I can do for myself.
Yeah.
You know, like Bro was saying, follow where it's going and make it a destination, make it an experience to go to Brazil if it's there. You know, to go to China if it's there. I probably would never if the eclipse is happening there.
Yeah.
But I probably would never visit those cities unless it was an excuse. Like for you, like San Diego. Like you never you took a concert and you made something else out of it.
Yeah.
You know, you took just him singing on stage here. You did the flight. You had the experience in San Diego. I'm sure you guys did other stuff there while you guys were there.
Yeah, and we ran our first 5K. We did the San Diego beer run.
See?
And we met some cool ass people and we drank really good beer.
All because you wanted to go see John Legend.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome, man.
It was that one moment of just saying, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple things like that. And I'll never forget this, too. So, I always live by this, right? You can't put a price tag on an experience. And that's why I say that is I got the opportunity to go to the NBA All-Star Game a few years ago in Dallas.
You did that one well.
Yeah, on Valentine's Day, right? My brother was my date. I got the opportunity to go see the Lakers play the Miami Heat in Miami when LeBron and Chris Bosh and D-Wade were there. That was phenomenal. And my boy Nate went with me there. And Nate was the one that, when Floyd Mayweather was fighting, I forget which fight it was now, but he was like, oh, are you about to get at the house? I was like, no, we about to go. And he was like, wait, we can do that? I said, why can't we? You just got to buy tickets.
Yeah.
How bad do you want to go? You know, we can make it work. We obviously ended up not going because it was ridiculous. It was just a poor financial decision. But I'll never forget that because it made me realize that anything is possible. If you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. If you want to go see the eclipse in the middle of Texas, you can go and make it happen. If it's in Spain, China, Brazil, wherever. Are they having eclipses?
I don't know. I'm going to go find out right after the podcast, though.
China has them. Mitsubishi.
You're so...
You had sheer disappointment on your face.
I thought you knew something, and you were like, yeah, man, 2019, there's going to be in Beijing. And we're like, oh, sweet. Nah, they got their Mitsubishi eclipses.
You had the same look when I said my oil diffuser fell.
You reed diffuser?
It is an oil diffuser. My fault.
What's the difference? A reed diffuser is oil. It just has reeds or the bamboo
So
wood.
an oil diffuser is nothing but oil, where an oil diffuser is mostly water.
Got
it's that vapor thing.
Oh,
you know?
okay,
I think
yeah.
that
An essential
has-
oil.
Yeah.
Got it.
The one that Heather has on her desk.
Yeah.
How am I the only guy who knows about this kind of stuff?
Because you're the only guy that likes other guys more than me.
What? I'm not. So Amit wanted me to read a quote that I put together. And this was late one night under certain influences.
What kind of influences were those?
And I wrote this, and I'm going to try to read it from here because my handwriting at the time was all sorts of messed up. But self-limiting, and this is heavy, so I'm only going to say it once. Self-limiting beliefs are the worst case scenario thoughts created by your subconscious as a self-preservation mechanism designed to enable your life to be on autopilot, which will keep you safely within your comfort zone with the hopes of preventing you from appearing foolish, resulting in the reduction of future opportunities for growth.
That's long as hell.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff I think about when I'm like under influences.
Well, yeah. What we didn't share is there was multiple iterations of that on the board, right?
Yeah.
That was a lot of ideas and a lot of thought that went into that, and I think that quote deserves to be rewound and listened to multiple times and broken down and interpreted by our listeners. So, luckily, this is a podcast, and it's really easy to rewind 15 seconds at a time. So I challenge all of our listeners to go back and just really analyze that and leave it up to interpretation for yourself and see what that means to you and find out what's holding you back.
Let us know, what was your experience for the eclipse? Did you see totality? Did you get 90%? Did you not see anything like Kyle did? And
93. No, I got to see some shit.
potentially go blind.
Well, my eyes are hurting a little bit. Yeah, no. I think it's great to discuss. I've got, you got some pictures. You should share them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna share a couple of pictures too. Mine probably aren't as cool as yours.
Dude, that tripped me out when I was walking. I
Right.
saw that
The
on the
shadows.
ground.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because it's part of what we learned as kids, right? Like the little the what do you call that? The pinhole projector
Yeah.
that you make. So it was pretty cool. I took a couple through the glasses.
Yeah.
One of our other coworkers came out with a fucking welding mask.
They work.
Yeah. He
Is
wore
that Jake?
sunglasses. No. Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jake.
Jake
It
loves
was,
welding.
Yeah, it was somebody else, but he wore sunglasses underneath it. So, I think this is a good topic. An eclipse sounds weird to be a topic for the GYST podcast, but I think really the moral of everything we've discussed today was really experience, but also perspective. The nature of an eclipse and how rare it is to be seen from so many people like it was this year. Like you had mentioned that they happen all the time. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they happen over one of the North or South poles, over the middle of the Pacific or Atlantic Oceans, someplace that is not inhabited for humans to see. When I talked about the eclipse with somebody today, we discussed how it must have been perceived by ancient religions.
Right.
And why there are so many iterations of a sun god. And why the moon has so much power as well. Imagine what people thought of that as the moon comes to blot out the sun.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, right?
Back then, they were on a lot of natural stuff, like natural herbs, natural mushrooms, natural...
Everything. Peyote.
What?
Peyote.
I don't know what that is.
Cactus.
Oh, yeah, and cactus.
Ayahuasca.
Do you know?
Google it. I'll
I've
teach
heard
you how
of
to spell it
peyote,
later.
but that's about it.
But yeah, so that I think that's the thing is we get perspective from it. You get to see truly how insignificant you are. It's a very humbling experience, I would imagine.
Very.
Yeah, right?
Because you realize where you are in the world and how you're connected with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It again, to me, it was just my experience. Very creepy, but also very, very interesting.
No, you're creepy, not the eclipse. I'm just kidding.
The eclipse wasn't creepy. It was just the thought process of there's literally a shadow going from the west coast of the United States to the east coast of the United States. NASA sent 2 planes to follow the eclipse the whole time.
That's fascinating. Yeah, because they had live feeds. I didn't get to watch the live feed. I seen some pictures and like a little bit.
So many posts of people posting. I didn't see anything. There was nothing different. I looked right into the sun. Nothing happened.
That's why you didn't see anything, dipshit.
Yeah, but they lost out on this amazing opportunity. That experience that somebody gets to have during that eclipse.
And I bet you there were a lot of people who were even there for totality, and as soon as it was over, they're like, okay, what do you guys want to do next?
Legit, they're like, totality was done and they just walked away. No one stayed there for the whole time. There was a guy there with a telescope and he had the filter on it. I saw the sunspots on the sun during the eclipse.
That's badass.
I've never seen sunspots in real life, besides the pictures and stuff that they show you, but actually looking through a telescope,
live,
seeing the sunspot. Yeah, sorry, I'm nerding out.
No, do it. Nerd the fuck out. It's good, man.
Yeah.
Because I can see the emotion and the passion coming from you when you discuss it. I dig that shit, man. Yeah, I was fascinated by it. I know that we keep rambling on. I gotta get this 2-minute takeaway going here in a second, but
There he goes again.
I'm gonna keep rambling on. No, I'm gonna go with 2-minute takeaway.
You want to do the honors?
You start.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Gentlemen.
It's time!
Time.
For the GYST Podcast.
Podcast.
Kyle Reed's 2-minute takeaway.
Away, Kyle. Oh, man.
He's all acting like he doesn't like it.
I do. It's different every time. It's hilarious.
favorite part
I'm not
of
acting like I don't
I
like
love
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
It's
I
different. It's different every time.
I like that more than recording.
Amit, you fucking killed it. You gave me a chill about spine. I thought I had the motherfucking nature boy Ric Flair up in here.
It was like WWE all of a sudden.
That's what I thought. I thought you was a wrestler. Woo! You're watching some Monday Night Raw. So today's episode was loosely about the clips, but more so about an experience. And Rohit, what did you say earlier? How we relate it to getting your shit together?
Yeah, it's about taking events. So the title that I kind of put is making an event an experience.
Okay.
So you take an event. How do
make
you
it an
upgrade it?
experience. Okay. Let me upgrade you. Wise words from my celebrity crush Beyonce. So, with that being said, it could be anything. It could be an eclipse. It could be a John Legend concert. It could be a baseball game in another stadium across the country.
Went to Wrigley this summer.
That is phenomenal. And that's a stadium with
really cool.
a ton of history. I'd love to go there. And we could go off on a tangent on that one. But take the time and enjoy it, no matter what it is. Stop and smell the roses, so to speak, right? Every day we go through the motions, sometimes not realizing how important certain things are and how insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things. Behold the eclipse. And everyone, for just a moment, forgot about all the problems in the world. No matter what side of the political spectrum you fall on, there's a lot of turmoil right now in the United States. And for a couple of days, people forgot about that. Don't allow just that one time to take you away from certain things that happen in life where you won't turn an event into an experience. Take every chance you get to turn any event into an experience and really enjoy it and just immerse yourself. With that being said, thanks again for listening this week, guys. We got another good podcast coming up for you next week. We got a couple of things we're going to be talking about. In the coming weeks, we're going to go over personality traits. You've heard us discuss me being a monkey, Rohit being a koala, Amit being an owl.
Who? Sorry. I had to.
What you want me to say? So we're going to review that for you, as well as Rohit is going to give us a lesson in meditation. So, thanks again for listening. Tune in the next couple of weeks here. GYSTpodcast.com. Get your shit together. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, iTunes, and Stitcher. We're everywhere. Don't forget to check out the website because we're going to have some media on there for you. Thanks again. See you next week.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to our GYST podcast. We hope you learned how to get your together.